BS Discover. Welcome back. I just had to do a second one today. I just had to. A different environment. So my vibrations is a little different because everywhere you go, the feeling ain't the same. You already know. But come with me. But check this out. I was walking. Have you ever sat down in a chair and felt like vibration under the chair? So you start to look around and you start to look down. The floor is solid, but there's a vibration. Now if the floor is solid, the chair is not movable. I can't not move it in no direction. It is still. Where did the vibration come from? Either it came from you moving around in the chair and you was unaware that you swing your leg this way and that's where the vibration came from, or it can actually happen from under. Because if you want to get in tune with the vibration, and knowing what we mean when we say vibrations, it's that certain perk in you. Like when you're perking a coffee early in the morning and you're smelling it. It's something different, that different perk. That vibration is different. Therefore, you're not smelling, but something different is going to happen. Some different response. What is your vibrations like? Now, today's society, we are definitely going through a whole lot. And our old way of learning is changing because what we deal with nowadays are not the same. Our weather's not the same. Our finances ain't the same. And our relationships aren't the same with people overall. All that is where you feel your vibrations. But to control your vibration. And that's what we're learning. Nowadays, it's no longer what the old can teach you because we're learning new things. That's why in college books, sometimes when a new discovery happened, boom, they have to change the pages. Not the whole book, but change whatever happened. So there's a change. Your vibration begin to change. Because now you got to buy a different book. It may cost a little more, it may not. But most likely it probably costs a little more. But then that takes you out of character. Because people vibrations do that. Things that happen, your vibration. So it takes you to another different attitude. All because you felt the chair moving, and then you have to think, is it me? Is it the chair? What's going on? But then, on that walking side, you're walking. Now this has happened. All of a sudden this big truck come by. Boom! And you feel it. You feel the vibration of the truck. So we begin to learn that life is not still. So if life is not still, we cannot stay still. And that's what the vibration is all about. Knowing how to move, how to vibrate through certain situations. How to get yourself from that way of feeling to the next by your vibrations. Don't mess with my vibrations. Like you're walking across the street and this person's walking behind you closely, all of a sudden they start to speed up. It speeds you up because they're speeding up. So you got to walk faster. It changes the vibration. Now, you could have had a choice. You could have went across the street. I move over about 2 feet away from that person, and you could walk side by side. See how you could protect your vibrations? See how you could protect the very sound of the noise? Because the vibrations could affect you. Like one time there was this guy walking in the street, and he was just going like this. And you would hear it as he walked. Now nobody walked like this, but he was doing it. And I said to myself, now if he walked like that all day, he is so upset that he's trying to mess up your vibrations. 'Cause when people are unhappy sometimes, they want you to be unhappy. So they do certain things, make certain noise to get you out of your vibration. Vibration is also another way that the enemy could come at you, throwing you off. So you start to change. So I'm not going to walk there, I'm going to walk across the street. Like I said, you could have walked across the street. But if it's too many times, then I need to pay attention to that. Because, no, it's the same person as every time. Let me pay attention and see what it is about my vibration that they seem to tap into. So when I begin to pay attention to what the sense of vibration is, but it makes sense because if somebody is going like this, that table's vibrating right now. My hand is, do you hear it? It's vibrating. It takes me off of what I'm doing. Then other people will begin to look to see what's going on. It's not a still moment. Remember, be still. Because if I'm still, I can notice. So you try to keep your vibration still. You try not to let the other individual get to you, just like in school. The school kids, we always worry about school kids. But they go through it. And they go through it worse because they got peer pressure. Remember peer pressure? We got it nowadays. Our peer pressure nowadays, if you're older, is proving what you can accomplish. But listen to me. Sometimes things are held until you can receive because you need to get rid of all these vibrations. You need to see what can keep you still that you can make things happen. What I said, the guy was clapping his hand. And he did it all day. And I say, nobody sees that. Something ain't right about that. Nobody claps all day. But I have learned what's the best way to get on somebody's nerve? Picking on them. Bothering them. Right? Somebody touch you, you be like, come on, man. That's messing with your vibration. Now you took me off a level here. I was still. I'm trying to be still. Because I can do more when I'm still. But if I'm all over the place. And that's where they want to have you. Emotionally, they're getting deep down in your emotions. Do you understand? And that's where the vibrating is. Because I can vibrate through you and get to where I need to get to, where you gonna feel it. And peer pressure happens all the time. Oh, it's a peer pressure for adults when they're streaming to accomplish something, but yet not telling others. So others they gonna say things, you ain't nothing, da. Peer pressure for adults. And we're on the kids all the time. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to me. Peer pressure for adults is adults we peer pressuring, but we all the time telling our kids, watch out for peer pressure. Their vibrations, they going to school. As soon as the minute they get off the bus, get out the car, walking to the school, there's vibration. How you doing? All kind of things happening. Somebody probably arguing over there. Somebody probably doing homework over there. All kinds of things going on. Which still do you want to be in? Now, they still over there because they're sitting, doing their thing. Vibrating part is when you come to them and they start to move. And you start, because you're getting out of position. But it ain't a bad position. That's a good vibration. You're doing something positive. And nobody ain't perfect. We all make mistakes. So even if you end up doing something that you wasn't supposed to do, either not knowing or being careless, that's the vibration. How do you feel? How do you feel inside? You know when something come over you. I'm not talking about being afraid of something. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a feeling of change where you're not feeling fear, but I know I gotta change. I gotta change my position because they're making it so that I have to change it. I ain't talking about a bike riding next to you and you move to the other side. I'm talking about a bike coming next to you and all of a sudden it seems like it wants to come towards you. You change your vibration. It's no longer still. Because, oops, sorry you hit me. And whatever happened, if you got hurt, I don't know. But get into the vibrations of things. You know, I was going to join a YouTuber. You know, YouTube, they got all kinds of things you can learn, classes and stuff going on. Just make sure they're legit, because you could find out. And I was going to join the class. Then I said I wasn't. And the reason why I'm making my decision is because the way I would have tried to get you to come in without trying to insult you at the same time, it was a different vibration. And even though this person is real, this person is good, this person ain't bad, this person is good. But doesn't mean that I don't like watching or viewing this person. It's just maybe we just have something that a little different in understanding. You know, we don't have anything in common when it comes to that part. And I was ready to join. And I said, no, you know what? I'm going to tell him something else. And I know what I tell him, he's going to respect. Because it was something that he said that he didn't like. And I said, ooh, I'm going to tell him something. And I was like, but what would he say? Would it make him feel more happy that I please myself or herself? Or would it make him or her feel more happy if I joined the class? Because as much as we want to do things, sometimes we have to take our time. Because most of us are leaders in position to be led, but not to be taken. If you understand what that means. I can learn from you all day, but at the end of the day, it's going to be my way. my time, my class, and my understanding. Now, I'm not that good yet. Now, I can teach, and I know I can teach class, but there's a whole lot you got to do. I don't play. I don't play. I don't play. I need this and that and that. But that's a whole nother level. And my vibration got to be up for that because I got so many other things going on. So, get in tune with your vibration. I'm not talking about fear. Know your body. This is one thing my doctor told me. I've never gotten sick in life. Just the babies and a car accident. Never in my life. Appendix, I was 14. I was 14. I almost died. Never want to be early. Very early. But the important thing that you need to remember is the change. What I said, I almost passed away at 14. Now, could you imagine the vibration level of my family? Ain't nobody was going home. Everybody was in the hospital. I still remember that day. All my life, I remember that day. That doctor told my mama. And ever since then, I've been very careful about knowing my body. Know your body. Know how it feels. Know your emotions. Know when you tap into your emotions and when you tap into your mental. Because the two is different. They can work together. We need to be. But know it. Now, I hope I enlighten you. Because when you begin to know your vibrations, you begin to study other things. Like, people use this sign. Me, I'll be like this, especially when the sun shines or the moon shines and that light come in. Ooh, look, energy, spirit. You're not saying the other one. Come on, I know you gotta know. Your energy, your spirit, and your mental. The three. See, I'm changing it. They say, what's that? I say, I'm changing it. I'm changing my vibrations. I'm changing what you use for what I use. So when people see me do it, they know it's a different form. But when they see you do it, because they know my vibrations, it's a reminder. Because somebody's ready to take you off vibration. And it's a great reminder. A lot of people like to play into the season. I like to play into the season. And not most people know what that means. But if you're in tune with your vibrations and you're in tune with people, you can play into the season. Which means I can joke, I can laugh, I can cry, but I won't tumble. Cause my vibration level is where it needs to be. But I know my body. Trust me. Sit down Start today. Sit in a chair on the couch. You got to be straight up. And just back and relax. Feet flat on the floor. Hands by your side. Take a breathe in and think about your body. Now I want you to take a moment, imagine looking inside your body, from the head on down to the chest, on down, all the way down to your legs. Keep your eyes closed. Now when you did that, did you feel any vibration? I know I did. That's that still moment. That's how you want to feel. If you're not feeling still, and if you're not moving your vibration, then somebody is. Figure it out. I want to see you able to go through whatever's going on. Because guess what? What vibrates on you could also vibrate off of you. That is the key. But first, you got to know your body. Me, I know my body. You know what the doctor tell me? All my doctors. We like you. Because you know when to come to us. You come when you got to come. You come at the right minute. You don't wait. You come. When I was at my accident, I was going to the doctors. I didn't have a doctor. I had a therapist, but I was going to my doctors. And with a back doctor, all that. I had all that. But it didn't change who I was. What they told me, because I knew I still had to pay attention to my body. It's a good thing when your doctors can tell you what you're doing. So when other people are telling you you're not doing this and that, my doctor already told me, sign, seal, deal, that I can BS, discover, and still get that vibration meal. Until next time, vibrate. Get into your vibrations. And I'm going to put a link of this book I've been reading in here. It speaks of vibrations. 7 principles. It has rhythm. It's a very powerful book. And I wanted to touch on vibration because as soon as they opened that door, next door, I felt a vibration. Notice the earth is never still.